Andrew.
Hey, Alex.
What's this?
This is Brains on the Outside.
What's that?
Brains on the Outside, well, that's a podcast about celebrating creativity through ridiculous business ideas.
Business ideas like what?
Like, what if there was a holiday resort that was just a big empty field where you and your mates could go and rent a digger and dig a really, 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 really deep hole?
I loved that idea. It was a good one.
I want to go.
It was great.
When people come up with new businesses, they say they want to think outside the box, but, you know, a lot of businesses are like banking or boring things. So we want to go further. We want to go outside the box. We want to go outside the brain and come up with ridiculous, fun, wholesome ideas. Hopefully, you have an idea, Alex. Otherwise, this whole thing will fall apart.
I do.
Excellent.
I want to take you on a little imaginary journey.
Okay.
I want you to imagine that you are walking down Bond Street in London.
Okay, right.
It's fancy.
Fancy, yeah.
It's real fancy. There's the Chanel jewelry store there.
Wow, fancy.
Yeah, fancy. There's Issey Miyake suit place. You can go and buy an Issey Miyake suit or
fancy.
dress.
Wow.
Real fancy.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful Apple store as you walk past.
Slick.
Yeah.
Fancy.
But you're not going to any of these places.
No?
You're going to a whole new shop.
Okay.
So you turn the corner and you walk up to the doors of this brand new, glistening building. It's real chic, beautiful outside. Push the doors open, and inside, it's a revelation in pink.
Okay.
A real kind of wet-looking, glistening pink, flecked with small bits of white. This is the Spam concept store.
Go on.
This is the absolute peak of innovation at Spam.
Right.
This is the output of millions of pounds of consumer research
Yep.
and thought and outside brain thinking about everybody's favorite processed meat. This is it. This is how Spam, while it might be everyone's favorite processed meat, it's maybe not the biggest seller in the UK anymore.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Maybe in like World War II.
But this is how we're getting back to that.
Yeah.
This is how Spam is going to re-elevate itself into the mainstream. This is the Apple store of ham.
So this is actually quite interesting. I guess, in a sense, there is like artisanal tinned fish.
Yeah.
And you can buy that stuff, and that's really expensive. Tinned meat is due a comeback.
Yeah.
Via the medium of classy concept store could be it.
Yeah. This is bringing people in. There's probably a queue all the way down Bond Street of people waiting to get into the Spam concept store to try all of the new ways of preparing and forming Spam that we have come up with for the Spam concept store. There's the Spam cocktail bar.
Oh, God.
There's a Spam coffee bar selling Spammachinos.
I mean, I guess you get Bovril.
Yeah.
Meat drink.
Meat drink. Yeah. There's Spam ramen stuff. There's there's Spam from around the world. There's all sorts of things. All the seats are made of Spam. Everything's made of Spam.
A concept store, I guess. Well, how would you describe Point Fix? I guess it's partially to challenge your ideas of what a store is and how the product can be used.
Yeah.
Spam seat, very challenging.
Yeah.
The Spam 3D printer they have in there, that really, I find that challenging.
Yeah. If you want, I mean, exactly. Yeah, the first time I went, I was like, I don't think that I want a 3D Spam printed bust of myself. And then I got one and I was like, this is pretty cool. And then I took a bite of it and I was like, Spam's not as disgusting as I thought it was going to be.
I want to talk about, I'm not being. I read some of the Guardian reviews and, the mix, but, whatever. I just want to ask about what is it actually like if you were to go?
Yeah.
You open the door. Are you just hit with a wall of meaty smell? What is it actually like?
delicious spiced pressed meat.
Because I understand that like the store itself is shaped like a can.
Yeah.
And the door is like when you wrap the top of it, it's like you have to. It looks like you're opening a can. It's really cool.
It is. It's a huge Spam can, and it's got that like you'd have to peel. You know, you've got the key, and you peel back the door.
Yeah.
And then the inside of it is actually a huge can of Spam with a massive block of Spam inside, and the store itself has been carved out from inside the Spam. So if you take a lick of a wall, it's actually just Spam.
This is why I kept getting delayed, because it was not COVID safe.
Yeah, it's not. They don't allow you to do that. Don't do that. You will get thrown out. But you could.
This was one of the complaints I read about it. You come out very, very wet and covered in meat.
If that's not your thing, don't go. If you're a vegetarian, don't go. All right, that's what I'm saying.
So what else is inside this Spam concept store? How are the innovators at Spam trying to make us think differently about everyone's favorite canned meat?
So there's a lot of different ways. Obviously, we've got, the coffee bar, the Spampuccino, Spammuccino, the Spam latte, the mini mega milky Spam mocha, all that stuff.
Yep.
That's in there. Really pushing people's boundaries about what they think you can use Spam for.
Of course.
In a culinary sense. Then they've also got ways of using Spam that are not food related as well.
That's what interests me.
Yeah. So, Spam has that standard brick shape because that's how it comes out of the tin, in a kind of brick shape. So they've built some structures out of Spam. Spam's actually very high density. It's extremely heavy. It's very solid. It's extremely waterproof as well. So you can build a lot of stuff out of Spam. And if you leave the Spam in the can, you really can go high with that. Like, you can build a very tall structure because those cans with that density of Spam inside,
strong stuff. Yeah.
1, it's going to last forever. 2, it's entirely biodegradable because the can is metal and the Spam is Spam.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to knock the building down, you just eat it.
I like this concept of you build your kitchen out of stuff you will eventually eat.
Yeah.
Your kitchen is degradable. It is temporary.
Yeah.
And then once you've eaten it all, you get your new kitchen in.
Yeah.
From the Mars Bar concept store,
The a lot of what Spam is focusing on in its marketing and the way it's thinking about the concept store now is around sustainability. You can build this building out of Spam cans with the Spam inside. You can harvest the Spam out of that to eat it. It's very recyclable and stuff. Also, like, what they've discovered is that actually the metal that's left behind when you open the Spam with the special Spam key, is the sharpest thing known to humankind.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So, they've started to make knives out of that. Started to press it into knives, weapons, all sorts of things. They're really pushing the boundary. They've got a special metaverse. Metaverse, exactly. A special metaverse Spam enclosure. You walk into an even smaller can of giant Spam in there. I put the special Spam goggles on and experience Decentra Spam like no one has ever experienced.
So in this Spam metaverse, are you the Spam?
Well, that's up to you. It's the metaverse, isn't it? You can be who you want to be. If you want to be a can of Spam, you can be a can of Spam in there. That's how this works.
What I thought was really inspiring for me, and what I think shows a lot of they understand the brand loyalty people have to Spam, and they have the confidence to know that Spam is a good product. I think what shows us is that none of these concepts are different flavored Spams.
Yeah.
Whenever you buy Spam, it's going to taste, smell, and have the density of the meat that we all know and care about.
Extremely dense. Yeah.
It's interesting though. The Spam and water displays are quite interesting to me. Of like their uses as boats. The boat idea is definitely a concept because it makes it very, very dangerous to sharks and other wildlife.
Yeah.
But that's just the temporary nature of life,
It is, yeah. If you want to live a high risk lifestyle, sailing around the seas off off the coast of Thailand in a spam boat is a good way to do that. You really are going to see some sharks. There's no doubt about that. You know, maybe the odd kraken is going to pop up for a snaffle of spam as well. So you're really going to see the best that the sea has to offer.
What I think as well is they're really dedicated to rebranding, you know, trying to do these high concept things. And I was wondering if you could speak about the Monty Python spam song and how they're trying to get away from that.
Oh, they're definitely trying to distance themselves from that. They have they've started a lawsuit.
Oh wow!
Against the enemy, as they call them.
Oh yeah,
they don't like to call it.
If
Monty
at any
Python
point
inside. Yeah,
you start humming the spam song melody, you're out.
Yeah, you're out. They actually pack you into a can,
oh shit,
and chuck you into the Thames. If you do that, so don't do that. Don't do that. I've lost a few good friends that way.
They put you not in cement shoes, but spam shoes.
Spam shoes
with a slightly different, denser mixture, and you just sink down.
That's it. Yeah.
So either you like the challenge is eat all that spam. The shoes are comically enormous, so you have time to eat your way out.
Exactly. Yeah. No human being could compress that amount of that density of food into their insides. It's just not possible.
A neutron star of meat.
Yeah. I mean, we are getting onto the edge of some of the slightly more sketchy stuff that the spam company is doing. You know, they're a little bit more edgy now.
Yeah.
You know, obviously the meat shoes is a problem for them. You know, that is a bit of a PR issue for us as we look at it. They're also, you know, lots of people don't know, but actually the block in blockchain was actually originally a spam block. That's
shit. That's really bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. They're also very aware that it's a very easy way to get rid of a body is to just turn that body into spam.
Spam it, yeah. Spam emails didn't do anything good for the brand recognition either.
Well, that actually was them.
Oh,
they
shit.
did that. Yeah.
Trying to pivot out.
That's why it's called spam, because they were originally marketing spam at such an enormous rate that it started flooding people's email inboxes.
The people who now send out spam were inspired by spam.
Yeah. That's what it is. So, you know, they're desperately trying to get away from that.
Yeah, they had that sort of edgy humor of the 90s. It doesn't really play with the public nowadays.
It's not really. And, you know, they're trying to work some kind of, that you can still see elements of that comedy in some of the things that they do. The spam slippers that look a lot like the Sleep with the Fishes spam shoes.
Oh, yeah. It's maybe ironic, but comes across to me as distasteful.
It is. And that's probably why, you know, some of those Guardian reviews that you've read are maybe a little bit less.
Review is
classic leftists.
Yeah, review is a polite term for just brutal takedown.
Yeah, but you know, if you're in the Telegraph, harking back to the good old days of spam, they love it.
So you've received quite a lot of criticism in the press recently about your involvement in this operation. Do you want to use this time to make a statement on that?
Well, Andrew, I will point out that I have undertaken this work helping to set up the spam concept store under the guise of Brains on the Outside. So you are also implicated in this. We are in this together.
I've just been I've been getting a lot of spam emails.
Yeah.
And I've just been deleting them thinking they were actual spam, but you're telling me those actual were real legal threats and requests for interview.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of surprised that a lot of the emails that I sent to you asking for your ideas on this were not actually replied to. You didn't reply to any of those. And I kind of had to do this entirely by myself. And obviously, you know,
I'm sorry.
You're a vegetarian, so I guess that's okay. But I felt like if someone came along and asked me to set up a carrot store, I'd be like, yeah, I can, you know, yes, I eat meat, but I can pitch into that as well. So I sort of feel like it's been a slight breakdown in communication, but maybe also in the status of our relationship here. Like if I was to go on Facebook and change it.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. Brackets, business partners. So, you know.
So what I'm hearing is a lot of deflection. You're not, you're comfortable in your position as co-creator with me as Spam Store, and you're not going to rise to these complaints that the Guardian have of trying to rebrand spam as a cool hip thing is bad.
I think it's perfect. Like in this economy,
Yeah.
in this Britain that we're in, Rishi's Britain,
Yeah.
I feel like this is all we have, man.
I mean, right. If you're against low cost canned meat in a cost of living crisis, you need to fucking check yourself out.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't all have to be about those high end anchovies.
Yeah.
And we do have a high end spam, 30 quid a tin, but it's actually just regular spam.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's just got deluxe written on the tin.
This just shows their confidence in the product.
Yeah, it turns out that those people who will buy a 30 quid tin of anchovies will also buy a 30 quid tin of spam and won't know the difference.
So you're deep in this operation. What is it about these concept stores that intrigue you? Why are you now a concept store connoisseur?
Well, I do really like a concept store, actually, and I feel like we could really lean heavily into the concept store consultancy gig that I have created through this spam thing. I mean, I get a lot of requests from other brands to set up their concept stores.
Should we just quickly rattle through maybe 2 or 3 of these and just give 1 or 2 ideas for each of them then? Who has contacted you in the last week?
So we've had Werther's Originals. Want to set up a Werther's concept store, Andrew?
Okay, yeah, right. What do you have any? What is the headlining attraction in there? What do I get in the Werther's store?
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is that you walk into the Werther's store and it's very simple. It's set up like a kind of a nice mahogany kind of leather-bound books sort of study,
right?
And there's an old white-haired man there, and he just holds out a bag of Werther's Originals and offers you one.
That's actually a really fucking funny idea for a store.
And you just pick it up and then you walk out. But as you walk out, it automatically charges you 50 quid for the experience.
I was going to pitch something with this. I like the idea of them pivoting into furniture. Werther's have this sort of nice, gentle slope in the middle, which I think would make a great chair. And I would just
beautiful
sort of pivot
sofa.
into that.
Yeah.
Who else have we got on the books?
Also the BBC have been in. Oh, the BBC have been in touch.
That's a good get.
Yeah, I thought so. They want to specifically create a concept store for the Archers.
That's very conceptual. Seeing that the Archers is a radio fiction play, basically.
Yeah, so I actually was thinking about an entirely audio store. So you go in and it's actually just pitch black in there.
Oh yeah, okay. You put a mask on.
Yeah,
lights are out.
Yeah.
Now, is there the gentle voice of the Archers cast guiding you through where to go, or is it just a free for all? And what are you actually selling? How are we making a profit here?
Oh, well, we sell farm equipment.
Oh, so it's just a farm shop.
Yeah, but in the dark.
In darkness.
Yeah, you walk in and you have to listen to the machinery going to decide what it is that you want to buy. Oh, that sounds like a thresher. That sounds like a tedder or a crop blower.
I say this a lot, but B&Q is way too safe,
Yeah.
Like, you're never going to get threshed.
No, exactly, yeah.
B&Q.
Yeah. I mean, there's a real temptation there to put your hands on the machinery and try and feel what it is. But that is...
Don't do that.
Do not do that. Yeah, we are not liable for that. And then finally, the Turnip Growers Association.
Oh, wow.
Has been in touch. Yeah. It's a big one. It's a big get, that one, because turnips are going to be a huge part of the British future because we can't get any other vegetables.
Nice synergy there with the spam.
So there we have a 70 million person captive market because it's literally everything that it's all we're going to be able to eat in the future is turnips.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
Thanks, Brexit. So it's a big one. So bringing turnips back in the concept store is really important.
This is actually interesting because one of the few emails I actually have responded to was the turnip one.
Yeah.
And I thought this concept was just effectively a ball pit.
Yeah.
But that is, it's just the whole store's a ball pit. 10 feet deep of turnips. You dive in and you go out by weight. You just, if you can make it out, that is. If you can make it out the turnip ball pit, you can leave as many turnips as you can carry.
Yeah. Because obviously there's a huge density difference there, just as with the spam situation a turnip is.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's what we British people are known for, the density of our spam and the density of our turnips. The density of our food in general, actually. We do love a dense food.
This is a weird country, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. Yeah, it really is. Obviously, you know, we love it. The density of our monarchy is important to us. You know, that's actually how you know whether someone is a monarch or not. You throw them into a bath of water, and if they sink,
Witch trial, effectively.
yeah, if they straight to the bottom like a stone, you know that they've eaten enough spam and turnips to really warrant being the monarch of the country.
That's what the British people want.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah,
dense man leading the country.
Yeah, it really, you know, that's what the Blitz spirit really is. Actually, is a density of spirit, isn't it? That's a weight.
That was so patriotic. That was so beautiful. If one of our listeners has recently been to a concept store or has their own idea for a concept store, how would they tell us about it?
The best way to do that actually is to email us, Andrew, on our email address at brainsontheoutside@gmail.com.
Oh, excellent. And if they do, we will send you lots of merch. Now, we love getting your business ideas and your ideas of concept stores, but there's one thing we love even more than that.
We love it when you tell your friends about the show and tell them to listen to it and then hold a gun to their head or a sock with a tin of spam in the end whirled around your head while you talk to them just listen.
We find the threat of violence is basically the only way people will listen.
You have to do this or I will whack you with this helicoptering tin of spam in a sock. It's an Argyle sock though because it's British and
classy and British.
Yeah. Have you got a final business idea, Andrew?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
you know those rooms you can enter with a hammer and it's full of plates and ornamental things so you can smash it up?
Yeah.
How about that? But it looks like your boss's office.
Keep your brain on the outside, man.
Keep your brain on the outside.